I never wanted to hurt my sister. I just wanted to protect her from that's it. But if you want to hear how she died, I don't know.
Okay. Was she laying on the ground?
Yes, and
so you told her to lay down?
Right, and she was fully conscious, and she was talking to me during it. I was just trying to do it as quick as possible. Okay. But she was in a lot of pain.
اتصل كيث راندوليتش البالغ من العمر 18 عاما بخدمة الطوارئ في 22 من مايو 2009، وكان الاتصال قصيرا لكنه مثير للرعب. عندما رد موظف خدمة الطوارئ قال كيث تعالوا بسرعة، ثم أغلق الهاتف، وبعد بضع دقائق اتصل مرة أخرى وقال هذه المرة تعالوا إلى هنا، قبل أن يغلق الهاتف مرة أخرى. كان كيث يطلب المساعدة بشكل عاجل لأن أخته الصغرى كانت تحتضر في الطابق السفلي. بعد الاتصال وقف ينتظر بفارغ الصبر وصول خدمات الطوارئ. عندما وصلت الشرطة في الساعة 7:54 مساء كان كيث يقف عند الباب الأمامي لاستقبالهم، وكانت الدماء تغطي سرواله وجواربه وقميصه بالإضافة إلى وجهه ويديه. عندما دخلت الشرطة أمرت كيث على الفور بالانبطاح على الأرض، وكان شقيقه صاحب 16 عاما يلعب ألعاب الفيديو في غرفته بالطابق العلوي، ولم يكن يدرك بأن حادثا مرعبا قد وقع للتو في المنزل، حتى رأى أضواء سيارات الشرطة من النافذة، ثم نزل وسأل عما يجري. مباشرة أمره الضابط بالانبطاح على الأرض، وتم تقييدهم وتفتيشهم بحثا عن أسلحة. لم يكن لدى أي منهما أي أسلحة، لكن كيث أخبر الشرطة بأنها في الغرفة. تم العثور على الطفلة صابرينا كليمنت البالغة من العمر 4 سنوات ملقاة على ظهرها وسط بركة من الدماء على أرضية الطابق السفلي، مصابة بجروح في حلقها، وكانت هناك سكين منزلية على الأرض ملقاة بين ساقيها وقدميها ومغطاة بما يبدو أنه دماء. تم اعتقالهم وتم اقتيادهم إلى قسم الشرطة. في مكتب الشرطة تم استجواب شقيق كيث أولاً، وعندما تأكد المحققون من أنه لا يعرف شيئاً تم إطلاق سراحه. والآن كيث مستعداً لكشف الحقيقة المرعبة التي على وشك سردها.
Hi Keith. I know I introduced myself back at the station, but if you didn't remember, I'm Detective Lothan, and I'm with the Mokina Police Department. And if you want to throughout the interview, call me Jason if you want, or Jay. That's fine. Okay. You like to be called Keith?
Yeah.
Okay, and this is Detective...
I'm Detective Trakey. I'm with the Sheriff's Office, that's why we came here.
Okay.
So, okay.
You go to Lincoln Way?
Yes.
Okay.
East.
East?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What are you, a senior?
Yeah.
Getting ready to graduate?
Was.
You guys, when does school end?
The last day is like June 1st.
June 1st. Okay.
How you doing in school?
I was gonna graduate. I mean, I had all A's, 1 C in English, but
yeah, it's cool.
I was fine, you know. Yeah, I had a future, you know.
Yeah.
I didn't do this for no reason.
يبدأ المحقق بسؤال كيث أسئلة بسيطة بهدف بناء علاقة معه. يمكن لهذه الأسئلة السهلة أن تجعل المشتبه به يشعر براحة أكثر في التحدث، قبل أن ينتقل المحقق إلى الأسئلة الأكثر أهمية. ومن الجدير بالذكر أن كيث يستخدم زمن الماضي عند التحدث عن تخرجه.
Yeah, I had a future, you know. I didn't do this for no reason.
يعترف كيث بما فعله دون أي إنكار، مما يشير إلى أنه يدرك لوجود عواقب لأفعاله. ويستمر كيث في التحدث بطريقة محترمة وواضحة وتعاونية، وهذه السلوكيات لا تتوافق عادة مع مرضى الاعتلال النفسي، مع الأخذ بعين الاعتبار أن بعضهم قد يظهر سلوكا مشابها في بداية الأمر.
Well, we want to talk to you about what occurred.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to read you your constitutional rights before we do that. Okay.
Okay.
So why don't we just do this, Keith? Why don't we just start? Did you have school today?
Yeah.
Okay. Why don't you just start with how your day went? When you got out of school, what you did? Why don't you just take us through your day?
After I went out of school or before?
No, when you left school. You got out of school at 2:45 or 2:30?
Right. Went home. I talked to my mom about moving out. She said that I could stay, but I mean, she said that I just told her that, what was it? I said that I wanted to move out and to a friend's house, but I didn't really want to do that.
في هذه اللحظة بدأ كيث بإظهار علامات تدل على عدم الارتياح، بينما كان قادرا على ضبط نفسه في البداية، لكن بمجرد أن بدأ في التحدث بدأ في فرك يديه ببعضهما البعض. يلاحظ أيضا أنه ينظر إلى يديه ويتردد، وكلها علامات تدل على شعوره بالقلق.
I got a firearm permit last week, and I wanted to buy a firearm, and she said I couldn't do that. So I was lying and saying I would move to a friend's house if she wouldn't let me buy it.
Okay.
And I wanted to use this because I'm my little sister.
يدعي كيث للمحقق أنه يعتقد أن أخته الصغيرة التي تبلغ من العمر 4 سنوات تعرضت للاعتداء من طرف أحد أفراد العائلة، ولأنه لم يستطع قتل المعتدي عليها قتل أخته غير الشقيقة بدلا من ذلك لحمايتها. لكن لم يتم إثبات صحة هذه الادعاءات، ولم تجد الشرطة أي دليل يدعمها.
I would tell my parents and they would never do anything about it. And they would say don't snitch and things like that. I killed my sister. He had nothing to do with it. He was in his room. I told him he was watching her because my parents were at his dance. He was watching her. I said I would watch her. So he went up to his room. I took her down to my room, which is the basement. And we just watched SpongeBob, and she said she wanted to paint with me. So I took out a knife. I mean, it's very disturbing. I would never have did it, but I just wanted to protect my little sister from my.
يظهر كيث توترا شديدا خلال الحديث، فهو يواجه صعوبة في وصف قتل أخته، ويتصرف بعصبية ويستمر في فرك يديه، كما يتغير صوته ويصبح مرتجفا ويتحدث بنبرة عاطفية، على الرغم من هدوء المحققين وعدم إظهار أي حكم من خلال لغة الجسد، على أمل استمرار كيث في سرد تفاصيل الجريمة، إلا أنه يواجه صعوبة في التواصل البصري. لكن عندما يبدأ بتبرير أفعاله ينظر مباشرة إلى المحقق الذي يرتدي الأسود ويقول أنه كان عليه فعل ذلك لحماية أخته. قد يشير التواصل البصري في هذه المرحلة إلى أهمية هذا الجزء بالنسبة لكيث، حيث يسعى لضمان فهم المحقق لتفسيراته، مما يجعله قادرا على النظر إليه.
So did you guys ever start painting?
Painting?
You said she wanted to paint with
Right,
you.
no, I told her that she had to lie down and I would paint with her. That's what happened when I took out the knife.
Did you have the knife downstairs already? Where was the
It
knife?
was right here.
You had it inside your hoodie?
Yes.
How long had you been carrying the knife around?
Right, like 5 minutes before I asked her to let me watch her.
Why did you want? How come you asked to let you watch her?
So that I could kill my sister.
Okay.
When did you start thinking about that?
When my parents said that I couldn't buy my firearm, I knew that I couldn't kill her. But I never wanted to hurt my sister. I just wanted to protect her from my. That's it. But if you want to hear how she died, I don't know.
Okay. Was she laying on the ground?
Yes, and
So you told her to lay down?
right, and she was fully conscious, and she was talking to me during it.
سيظهر التشريح في وقت لاحق أن الطفلة الصغيرة التي تزن 40 رطلا قد تعرضت للعديد من الطعنات القاتلة. الحقيقة المزعجة هو التناقض الصارخ بين بشاعة الجريمة ونبرة صوت كيث الهادئة أثناء وصفه للحادثة.
So where did you get the knife?
Kitchen cabinet.
Did you have any conversation with her? You said
Yes.
that she was alert.
She was talking to me during it, and I was just trying to do it as quick as possible.
Okay.
But she was in a lot of pain.
Okay. Could you? I know it's tough.
Yeah.
We'll get you through this. Could you describe to me how you did it? Let's back up a minute. Could you tell me what kind of knife it was?
It wasn't a butter knife. It had like edges to it.
Like a steak knife type?
Right.
What kind of handle?
Just brown. It was like big.
Would you say like it was metal?
How big would you say?
The handle or the blade?
The whole knife.
Oh, the whole knife was maybe like this.
Okay. Was it one of those knives that you would find in your drawer with all your other forks and knives and spoons?
Yes, it was just like a steak knife. Okay. It wasn't anything like a weapon or anything.
Okay.
Wooden handle or something, or metal handle?
I think it was wooden.
Okay. And then you said you had her lay down on the ground?
Yeah, I told her to do that.
Okay. And this was in?
My room.
Your room, which is located?
The basement.
The basement, okay.
Did you tell her that you were going to do this?
No. I just said I love her, and then I took out the knife, and she smiled. And I withdrew back because I was afraid. And then she screamed and grabbed her neck. And she said, "No, stop." But I started doing it again. And then she started talking to me. And she was still conscious and said, "Why are you killing me?" She didn't talk anymore, but she was still breathing and had her eyes open. So I just ran upstairs and called the police. Then when I came back down, it looked like she died.
أصبح كيث الآن عاطفيا بشكل كبير، وبدأ نظره بالتشتت في كل مكان، بينما يواجه صعوبة في الحفاظ على التواصل البصري. يشير هذا السلوك إلى شعوره المحتمل بالندم، وقد يعبر ذلك أيضا عن شعوره بالخجل من فعلته وخوفه من أحكام المحققين. في الوقت نفسه يحافظ المحققون على نبرتهم الهادئة والمتفهمة مع مشتبه به خجول مثل كيث. سيستخدم معظم المحققين هذا النهج، حيث أن العدوانية والمواجهة المباشرة ستجعله على الأرجح ينغلق على نفسه ويقلل احتمالية تعاونه.
When you ran upstairs, did you find your brother? Did your brother find you?
No, he was in his room, the living room. We had a family phone in the kitchen. So I went to the family phone. I dialed the police. I just said, "Come here." I hung it up, went back downstairs, checked on her, and then went back up. I didn't hear any police cars, so I called again. I said, "Come here again." I hung it up. Then I looked outside for more. I was waiting. So then the police called back, so I picked it up. I said there was a murder, and then I was just explaining to them that I did it.
Where did you put the knife?
Oh, it was right next to her.
You just dropped it on the ground by her?
Yes.
Okay.
Where were you when the police came?
I was waiting for them at the front door because the lady said, "Do you see the police outside?" I said no. So I hung up the phone and I walked to the front door, and then the police rang the doorbell. I opened the door, and then they just said, "Get down." They told my brother, who came downstairs because he saw the police from his room. He said, "What are they doing here?" They told him to get down too. And my brother was in shock because he said, "What did you do to my baby?" So
How do you think he knew what happened?
He saw the blood, and at first he didn't know it was my sister. But one of the police officers said, "Who died?" I said, "My sister." And he said, "Where's she at?" I said, "The basement." Then got hysterical, and he said, "What did you do to my sister?" or something. So
What was your sister? What was she wearing?
what was she wearing? Just a t-shirt, pants. I can't really tell you the color or anything. I wasn't paying attention. After she died, though, I gave her a kiss and I said, "I'm sorry I had to do this, but I really love my sister."
When did you do that? After you came back downstairs the first time?
Yeah, I only went down one more time. Right after I called the police, I went back down, and that's when I did that. It looked like she was dead.
يظهر بعض السيكوباثيين تناقضا غريبا أحيانا، حيث يصورون أنفسهم كأشخاص يتمتعون بأعلى الأخلاق والقيم ويستمتعون بشعور تفوقهم على الآخرين، بينما من ناحية أخرى يرتكبون أفعالا فظيعة تتعارض مع تلك القيم. ومن الواضح أن كيث برر أفعاله بقوله أنه فعل ذلك لحماية أخته وأنه اعتذر لها.
Could you just describe for me how you did it? I mean, when you say the side, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, were you behind her? You know,
No,
just
no.
kind of.
I was in front of her. Like, she was lying down, like, right there. I just was kneeling, and I just did it like that. Just to her neck, like, right here and here.
Did you kneel on top of her or on the side?
Right in front of her.
Right in front of her. So at first we thought you guys were playing around, or?
Yeah. Yeah. I told her that we were gonna paint. That's her name, Sabrina.
Up until today, when you had the discussion with your mom about the firearm,
Yeah.
you stated that you wanted the firearm to
Right. To shoot.
shoot.
And that was it.
هذه هي المرة الأولى التي يذكر فيها اسم أخته. من المحتمل أنه كان يشير إليها بأختي سابقا كطريقة لتأكيد صلة القرابة بينهما. إذا كان كيث سيكوباثيا فقد تكون هذه الصياغة علامة على شعوره بامتلاكه سابرينا، مما قد يبرر أفعاله لنفسه. وبمجرد أن ذكر اسمها ستلاحظ أنه يشعر براحة أكبر باستخدامه في الدقائق التالية.
So you never thought about killing Sabrina up until that point in time?
Never.
It wasn't until your mom said, no, you're not getting a firearm.
She said I had to, like, go out and work for it, but he was tormenting my sister, like, worse and worse every day.
Why did you choose her neck area?
I thought it'd be the fastest way to kill Sabrina, just as quick as possible without as much pain.
Did you ever see this anywhere? I mean,
No, I don't think so. I mean, I've heard about it. Like, there was, like, people who strangled people. I didn't want to do that to her, but I mean, she was in an extreme amount of pain, though, I'll tell you that. She was screaming and crying and trying to fight me, but she couldn't fight back, so.
Did you ever think at some point in time you could have stopped?
I did. Right after I made a little cut, and then I stopped. And then she grabbed her neck, but I just kept going.
Did you ever do any research or looking into
No, sir.
about doing anything like this before on the internet or any books or anything?
No. Did you talk to my parents at all, or?
No, we've not.
Okay.
you alright?
Yeah. Like, also, I just like to say real quick that my mom and my stepfather are pretty good people.
بعد ذلك غادر المحققون الغرفة تاركين كيث لوحده مدة 20 دقيقة تقريبا. في العادة لا يفضل المحققون منح المشتبه به الكثير من الوقت بمفرده، لأنه قد يستخدمه في اختلاق قصة يتمسك بها لاحقا. غير أن كيث يبدو صادقا ومتعاونا أثناء التحقيق، على الرغم من أنه توقف في بعض الأحيان، إلا أنه أجاب على كل الأسئلة التي وجهت إليه. وبعد ذلك يعود المحققون للاستفسار عن بعض التفاصيل مع التركيز على محاولة فهم دافعه وتوضيح اعترافه.
Keith, we just want to go over a few more things with you, ask you a few more questions. We have interviewed and spoke to some other family members, so we have a better idea of what was going on within your family. So.
بدأ كيث في إعطاء المحققين المزيد من التفاصيل حول الاعتداءات المزعومة، ويطلعهم على حالات محددة قادته للاعتقاد بأن صابرينا تتعرض للاعتداء. يبدو أنه شعر بأنه مضطرا لفعل ما يعتقد أنه صواب، حتى لو كان ذلك يعني اتخاذ إجراءات متطرفة مثل قتل أخته، لكنني أعتقد أنه لا يعتبر أفعاله متطرفة. يبدو أن لديه تركيز شديد على إصلاح الأمور فقط، لدرجة أنه يتجاهل تماما حقيقة أنه يرتكب جريمة قتل. ويبدو أنه يفتقر إلى الحس السليم لدرجة أنه لا يرى مدى بشاعة حله. يؤكد كيث مرارا أنه كان يحاول حماية أخته بقتلها. هذا أمر بالغ الأهمية، لأنه يبدو كدافع، أو على الأقل الدافع الذي صرح به. سواء كان ذلك صحيحا أم لا فهذا أمر آخر. في هذه المرحلة صرح كيث مرتين بأنه متأكد بنسبة 99% أن الاعتداء قد وقع، ولكن أثناء روايته للقصة للمرة الثانية أوضح أيضا أنه ليس متأكدا تماما من حدوثها، وهذا تناقض بالطبع. يبدو أنه متأكد من أقواله، لكنه يتردد عندما يعترف بعدم وجود دليل.
Did you consider Sabrina your sister? I mean, your
Yes.
blood?
Absolutely.
You never wanted to exclude her from the family?
Never.
Did you ever have any ill feelings or discontent about her being born because it was with a different father?
No, I don't know why my mom said that. Okay.
لا يستبعد المحققون دافع كيث لحماية أخته من الإيذاء، لكن من منظور عقلاني لا يبدو هذا الدافع منطقيا. إنهم يبحثون عن دوافع أخرى أكثر منطقية قد تساعدهم في فهم الجريمة. عندها يعرض المحققون عليه دوافع أخرى يعتقدون أنها أكثر منطقية، مثل استيائه من ولادة أخته الصغيرة، لكن كيث ينفي ذلك بشدة. ظاهريا يبدو أن كيث كان لديه مشاعر حب كبيرة تجاه أخته، مما يبقي دافعه وراء قتلها أمرا غامضا.
Sabrina was always part of my family.
The problem I have,
Yeah.
that we both have, is how could you be protecting Sabrina by doing what happened tonight?
Yeah.
Doing that. I mean, it's.
Well, I'm not proud of that. There's no excuse for it. I knew what I was doing. It was premeditated, you could say. Looking back
I
at
just want to
this,
stop you real quick. When you say premeditated, what do you mean it can be premeditated?
like the legal definition, thought out. I thought about it like at 3:30. I did it at like a couple hours later, so it was not temporary insanity. But
بدأ المحققون في ممارسة المزيد من الضغط على كيث، ملمحين إلى أنه يكذب عليهم بشأن الدافع وبسبب عدم منطقية الدافع. يشعر المحققون بضرورة البحث عن دافع منطقي. تكمن المشكلة في أن كلا الطرفين يتجاهلان احتمال أن تكون أسباب كيث منطقية بالنسبة له، حتى ولو كانت غير معقولة وغير منطقية من وجهة نظر خارجية.
No, but what would put you in this? What at 3:30 made you start thinking that you wanted to do this to her? I mean,
okay.
something must have happened, and that's what we're trying to figure out. Because Keith, you're not telling us the whole story.
Alright, I told you what happened. My
But
mom
you're not
said I
telling us the
can't.
whole truth.
She said I couldn't buy a firearm. I wasn't going to get this firearm and just kill right away. I was never going to do that. That was just an option I wanted to have in case anything ever happened where he got out of control with my sister. But she said, there's no way you're getting this. And he's bigger than me, he's taller than me, he's a lot stronger than me. I would rather have got Christian out of the way than my sister.
But you didn't, and you got rid of your only sister.
Right. And she was the person I loved the most in that family. She was my best friend.
Why did you love her the most?
Okay, it's not that I didn't like specifically love my parents, it's just that me and her were always close. We spent more time together than anyone else. Well, I mean, she spent the most time with her mom, but I spent the most time with her than anyone else.
You seem like a good kid,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm believing a lot of what you're saying.
Yeah.
But I'm not believing everything.
Okay. I mean, if you have something you want me to clarify, I will.
Well, here's what I don't want to happen. I mean, obviously there's a death here.
Yeah,
Your sister is gone.
I know.
Tomorrow, or whenever, we go through a process where we just determine the cause of death.
Mm-hmm.
And when we do that, it's a full examination of a body.
Yeah. It's an autopsy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And my concern is that, are we going to discover anything else that could have happened?
Yeah.
Where maybe it may have happened and Sabrina said no, and that's why this whole thing happened, because Sabrina's growing up now?
Wait, she said no to what?
That's why I'm just asking. I mean, did anything take place where Sabrina was fighting with you and said no?
Absolutely not. She was completely innocent. I saw her, we were watching SpongeBob, she said let's paint, so I just said lie down, and that's when she's not to blame for this.
I wouldn't say she's to blame for this. I mean, that's not what I'm trying to figure out.
You're saying, like, did she, like, instigate me or anything?
Did she instigate you, or did you maybe get excited and get aggressive to her or anything?
No, I was absolutely not like that, sir.
Have you ever?
No. Like I said, I think I might have, at least there was that one time for sure, but I'm not like a child. I don't like little children.
حتى عندما يحاول المحقق معرفة ما إذا كان لكيث علاقة غير شرعية مع أخته الصغيرة، يستغرق كيث بعض الوقت لفهم ما يقصده، ومع ذلك لا يزال يخاطب المحقق بسيدي ويحافظ على هدوئه واحترامه.
Keith, you made numerous statements of how beautiful Sabrina was and how much you loved her and she was
right.
How could you hurt something so beautiful? What would what could make you do that?
يمكن ملاحظة تغير لغة جسد أحد المحققين، فقد توقف عن الجلوس متكئا بصدر مفتوح وأصبح منحنيا، كما أنه يفرك جبهته ووجهه بشكل متكرر. يمكن تفسير ذلك بأنه يشعر بلحبط لعدم قدرته على الحصول على الإجابات التي يبحث عنها من كيث، حيث لم يعد المحقق يحاول تكوين علاقة مع كيث، لكن نبرته تظل هادئة على الرغم من العلامات الخارجية التي قد تشير إلى شعوره بلحبط.
Abuse of her was getting worse and worse. Like I said, my original plan was if Christian got out of line, I would just take care of him, and then I'd be here just about a 14-year-old instead of a 4-year-old. I didn't want to do that.
But Keith, you know right from wrong.
Yes, I do.
I mean, you're a man, right?
Yeah. Okay, what would you do?
If you're so mad at for what he's doing, you turn around and do something worse than what your was doing.
If it was sexual, I disagree with that.
I'm not saying sexual, but what you did tonight, I mean, it's...
Well, it took about 4 minutes, but she's not in any more pain anymore. She's not like every day having someone torment her.
يبرر كيث فعلته، وفي اعتقاده أن قتلها في 4 دقائق أفضل من استمرار معاناتها. هذا يدل على أن كيث متشدد جدا في مفهومه الشخصي للصواب والخطأ.
Did you ever talk to a school counselor?
About what?
About
your counselors always talk to you every year.
Okay, about maybe or going to the police and telling them what was going on at home, or I mean, there's options of when there's abuse taking place.
Right.
I mean, there's Department of DCFS, Department of Child Family Services. I mean, there's. Did you ever think about any of those things?
I've told my parents, and they just like laughed at me, and they said, "Don't be a snitch," and whatever. I didn't have the DCFS number. I'm not a parent, so I really wouldn't know about that stuff. I mean, I've heard about it, but I mean, I didn't remember any of it at that time.
I just want to make sure that we're not leaving anything out because, you know, like I said before, we want to put this behind us and move on.
Okay.
Deal with what we have to deal with.
Yeah.
But I'm concerned that maybe there is still more that we haven't talked about and we haven't figured out. And I just want to make sure that, I mean, and if you feel fine and you don't want to talk about it, that's none of my business then, none of our business. But I think there's more there that we need to get out and clarify, because I can tell just, I mean, I don't know you, I just met you today, but you just don't seem like you're comfortable, like there's something more that maybe you don't trust us to talk about yet?
I completely trust you. I trust the police, that's why I called them. I have nothing to hide. I didn't change my clothes and hide them.
No.
I didn't frame anyone. I admitted it right away.
قضية كيث معقدة. لقد كان صريحا طوال التحقيق وحتى قبل ذلك، حتى أنه اتصل بالشرطة فورا بعد قتل أخته، ولكن يمكن القول أنه من المحتمل أن يكون لديه اضطراب الشخصية المعادية للمجتمع مع سمات نرجسية، حيث شعر أنه يملك الحق في اتخاذ قرار مروع بإنهاء حياة أخته، ومع ذلك لا يظهر سلوكه خلال التحقيق أي علامات واضحة على سمات الشخصية المعادية للمجتمع أو النرجسية، على عكس العديد من مرضى الاضطرابات النفسية. لا يبدو أن كيث يستمتع بالاهتمام الذي يتلقاه جراء ارتكابه جريمة القتل والمشاركة في التحقيق.
I'm just trying to get this, over with. Whatever my punishment is, it is. I'm fine with that. I have nothing to hide. I mean, if you have any more questions, I'll discuss them with you, but I'm not hiding anything.
Okay.
في الدقائق التالية استمر المحققون في طرح بعض الأسئلة على كيث على أمل إيجاد دافع مقنع للجريمة، لكن كيث تمسك بروايته الأصلية. لا يوجد أي شيء منطقي في هذه القضية، ومع ذلك يبدو أن قصة كيث هي القصة الحقيقية. وفي النهاية تقرر أن كيث قادرا نفسيا للمثول أمام المحكمة، وأظهر تقرير الطب النفسي إصابة كيث باضطراب في الشخصية دون تحديد نوعه. اعترف كيث بالقتل من الدرجة الأولى، وذلك دون أي اتفاق مسبق مع النيابة العامة. ويعرف هذا النوع من الاعتراف بالاعتراف الأعمى. يطلق عليه هذا الاسم لأنه لا توجد ضمانات، والحكم متروك للقاضي. وفي جلسة النطق بالحكم لم يحضر أي من أفراد عائلة كيث أو أصدقائه، وحكم عليه بالسجن لمدة 40 عاما متواصلة، مما يعني أنه يجب عليه قضاء 40 عاما دون أي إمكانية لتخفيف الحكم. ومن المقرر أن يتم الإفراج عنه في 21 من مايو 2049، أي بعد أن يبلغ من العمر 58 عاما